Hello, students. This is Purushottam Vishwakarma, and today we are going to start a new lesson of 11th Standard, Chapter 1, The Portrait of a Lady, written by Khuswant Singh. In this video, we will be covering only part 1 along with lesson and explanation, line by line explanation, as well as theme of the lesson, chapter sketch, and about characters. So, without any delay, let's begin the lesson. First of all, theme of the lesson. Theme of the lesson is human relationships. This lesson is basically about human relationship, especially the relationship between the author, Mr. Khuswant Singh, and his grandmother. Now, chapter sketch. What is there in this chapter? This is a part of an autobiography by Khuswant Singh. So it is written in a form of autobiography. This lesson is a part of the autobiography written by Khuswant Singh. So this one is only a part. Part of what? The autobiography written by Khuswant Singh. In this story, the author draws a pen portrait. Pen portrait means a picture of his grandmother. A pen portrait of his grandmother. He beautifully unfolds their relationship and how it undergoes several changes. He beautifully unfolds, writes, portrays their relationship, as well as he has also written about how it undergoes several changes throughout the time with the passage of time. The story is a loving tribute from a grandson to his grandmother. This story is a loving tribute. It is a homage to his grandmother by Khuswant Singh. Khuswant Singh is the grandson of his grandmother. The story gives a picture of human relationship. As I told you, the theme of the story. What is the theme? Human relationships. So, a story gives a picture of human relationship. It is a realistic account of how grandparents give all their time, attention, and love to their grandchildren. It is a realistic account. It is a true story from the life of Khuswant Singh, and he has mentioned the real life event, how grandparents give all their time, attention, and love to their grandchildren. You know very well how dear you all are to your grandparents. They do not want from you anything, they always offer you everything they have: time, attention, and love. Now, about characters. Basically, here only two characters are. The first one is grandmother, and second one, as you can imagine, Khuswant Singh, the narrator himself. So, we'll be talking about grandmother, and whose grandmother she is? Of Khuswant Singh. Grandmother, extremely religious. What a kind of lady she is? Extremely, very religious. Kind lady. She is kind as well towards animals, towards human beings. And how does she look like? Short, fat, and slightly bent. Because of old age, she is stooping a little, slightly bent. You may have seen such old people stooping a little with the help of a stick. Face wrinkled, and because of old age, her face has crisscross of lines. Always dressed in spotless white clothes that suggested she was a widow. Her husband was no more. That is why she always dressed herself in white, complete white, spotless. There were no stains on her clothes. She took care of the author's needs. She always took care. She was very careful for the needs of the author, that is Khushwant Singh, in his childhood because he used to live with his grandmother in his childhood in their small village. Now, the second character, Khushwant Singh. As I told you, Khushwant Singh is the narrator as well, the writer of the story, the author. Who is Khushwant Singh? The author of the story recounts his childhood days. He recollects, he remembers his childhood days and his relationship with his grandmother. So, what does he recollect? What does he remember? His relationship with his grandmother. So, as I told you, the complete story revolves around the relationship between Khushwant Singh and his grandmother. Now, we'll be covering the lesson line by line. So, let's begin line by line explanation. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother. Khushwant Singh says his grandmother was no different than other grandmothers of other people. She was an old woman like other grandmothers. She was also an old woman. She had been old and wrinkled. She had been old and wrinkled. Wrinkled here means having lines or folds on her face. She had been old, she was very old, and due to old age, she had wrinkles on her face. For the 20 years that I had known her, simply you can guess, at this time, Khushwant Singh was, while he was writing all these things, he was about 20 years old. That is why he has said, for the 20 years that I had known her. I know her very well since last 20 years. People said that she had once been young and pretty. People said, there are many people who say there was a time when she was young and pretty, but I can't believe. How can such an old lady be young and pretty? Because since last 20 years I am noticing her and she is looking the same all the time and had even had a husband. But that was hard to believe. People used to say she had a husband, she was very beautiful, but I could not believe. It was hard to believe for me. Why? Because I was noticing her since last 20 years. She was no different than that. My grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece. My grandfather's portrait. So there was a picture of my grandfather which was hung above the mantelpiece. What is the mantelpiece? A structure of wood, marble, or stone above around a fireplace. So, a place where we can keep our valuables, we can keep such pictures. And whose picture was that? Of Khushwant Singh's grandfather. In the drawing room. And where was it? In the drawing room. That mantelpiece was there in the drawing room, and in the drawing room there was a big portrait of Khushwant Singh's grandfather. Now, the description of Khushwant Singh grandfather. He wore a big turban and loose fitting clothes because they were Sikhs. Khushwant Singh, as the name can suggest, and that is why his grandfather was wearing a turban, big turban on his head, and loose fitting clothes. In earlier days in India, people used to wear cotton and loose fitting clothes. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest. His long, his beard was quite long, and that is why it was covering most of the chest part of his grandfather, covered the best part of his chest. So he is simply trying to say he had long beard, and he looked at least 100 years old. And in the picture he looked at least he would be 100 years old. He did not look so the sort of person. He did not look the sort of person who would have a wife or children. I could not believe a person having a wife or children because he was so old. Usually, whatever he has noticed in his life, in his young age, such an old man cannot have a wife or children. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. Whatever he noticed through the picture, that old man could have only grandchildren, not children, as well as no wife. As for my grandmother, being young and pretty, now Khuswant Singh has told us about the appearance of his grandfather, how did he look like. Then he is coming to the description of his grandmother. As for my grandmother being young and pretty, as people say, once my grandmother used to be very young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting for me. This thought was almost revolting for me. It was very hard for me to believe. I could not believe it. She often told us of the games he used to play as a child. My grandmother often told us of the games she used to play as a child. In our childhood, too, we play many games. We have many stories about our childhood. In the same way, grandmother used to tell them the stories of her childhood. But it was unbelievable. Khuswant Singh could not believe such an old lady can play such games that seemed quite absurd, and that was illogical to believe and undignified, as well as it was disrespectful on her part. We could not believe, we often thought she was telling a lie, and we treated it like the fables. What we believed, it was like the fables, like fictitious stories with moral teaching, like we all have stories. We listen stories from our grandparents, and those stories has some moral teachings of the prophets. She used to tell us the stories of prophets, those saints, of those great men from early history. She had always been short and fat and slightly bent. As I have told you in starting, the description of the old lady, the description of Khuswant Singh's grandmother, she had always been short and fat and slightly bent. How does she look like? Short, fat, and slightly bent. Her face was a crisscross. There were wrinkles cutting each other on her face. A pattern of intersecting. Intersecting, you know very well. cutting each other at one point. Straight lines of wrinkles running from everywhere to everywhere. Simply, we can say her face was filled with wrinkles, and that happens due to old age. No, we were certain she had always been as we had known her. We were certain. We could not believe. No one could make us believe that once she was pretty, because we could not believe in any such saying. Old, so terribly old that she could not have grown older and had stayed at same age for 20 years. Old. Who is old here? The grandmother. So terribly old. She is extremely old, and that she could not have grown older. She was in the last stage. It was her last stage, and thereafter she would not be able to grow any older and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. That is why I was noticing her looking the same for 20 years. What I was noticing, since last 20 years she was looking the same. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. What I supposed, she could never have been pretty. We could not believe in saying once she was very beautiful, she was young, had a husband, children, but it was obvious she was always beautiful. Grandmothers are very beautiful for the children, grandchildren. She hobbled. Who hobbled? The grandmother. She hobbled. Hobbled means walked in awkward way. There are grandmothers who do not stop in the house. They are busy in doing something. And in this way they move around the house, moving here and there in awkward way about the house in spotless white. They were moving around the house in spotless white. Here, spotless white means he was wearing complete, without any stain, complete white clothes. She wore clean white colored dresses. And if you have seen that serial Ganga, you may have noticed that old woman. How does she look like and how is she dressed? With one hand resting on her waist as they walk, old people, because of old age their waist is stooping, and that is why one hand to their waist and walking, with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stoop, because she is stooping a little, and that is due to old age, and the other one hand to her waist and the other hand telling the beads of her rosary. The other hand, she is using the other hand telling the beads of her rosary. You may have seen such rosaries. Usually, Brahmins use such rosaries, and in our language, it is known as Jap Mala, a string of beads. So, all the times he was using that rosary, telling the beads of rosary, and chanting the prayers. Her silver locks here means hair. Because of old age, her hair had grown white. So, silver locks, her silver hair, were scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face. Her silver locks were scattered throughout her pale, that is yellowish in color, unusual expression, untidily. That was scattering over her face untidily because of bending forward. Those locks of hair, those hair were coming down to her face. Puckered face. Puckered means wrinkled. As I have told you, her face was full of wrinkles, and that was due to old age. So, if I ask you, how does the grandmother look like? Then simply you will answer, the grandmother is short, fat, and stooping a little. She is very kind lady. She wears spotless white clothes, and all the time she tells the beads of her rosary. And her lips constantly moved in inaudible prayer. While she was telling the beads of her rosary, she was chanting as well. She was praying as well, and that was inaudible. Whatever she was speaking, that was inaudible, that could not be heard. Yes, she was beautiful. As I have told you, grandmothers are always beautiful. That is why he has written, yes, she was beautiful. Who was beautiful? Khuswan Singh's grandmother. She was like the winter's landscape. She was like the winter landscape. How does she look like? Winter landscape. You may have drawn landscape throughout your life. What is landscape? A picture having mountain, sun, a tree, a house in a valley, and many other such things. Some birds flying, a man working in the field. So this is winter landscape in the mountains. She was like, the writer has compared her with the winter landscape in the mountains, an expanse of pure white serenity. How does she look like? The writer refers her to the calm, relaxed, and peaceful character of the author's grandmother. Here, it is being referred by the author as the calm, relaxed, and peaceful character. She was calm, relaxed, and peaceful. As you all know, white color is a sign of peace. Breathing peace and contentment. She resembled contentment. It seemed that she was satisfied. She was always satisfied. She was relaxed and peaceful. So here it is being referred by the writer that she was relaxed and peaceful, and it is about Khuswan Singh's grandmother. My grandmother and I were good friends. The writer says once again, Khuswan Singh says once again, till now we have covered the author's remembrance. How does he remember his grandmother and grandfather? Then, after we have already discussed the description of author's grandmother, now the third portion of the story is the author's childhood with his grandmother. So, we are going to cover the author's childhood with his grandmother. My grandmother and I were good friends. Khuswant Singh says he and his grandmother were very good friends because in the family only two members were there. His parents were living in city. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city and we were constantly together. As I told you, there were only two members, Khuswant Singh and his grandmother, because his parents left them when they went to the city. She used to wake me up in the morning and get me ready for school. Who used to wake him? Khuswant Singh's grandmother used to wake him early morning and get him ready. She helped him being ready, getting ready for school. She said her morning prayer in monotonous. Monotonous means dull and boring. Sing song while she bathed and dressed me, the hope that I would listen and get to know it by heart. She said her morning prayer in a monotonous sing song. She used to sing early morning and she thought that I should listen while she bathed and dressed me in the hope that I would listen while she was bathing herself and singing, and I was supposed to listen that song. What song? The song she was singing, and to remember and to know it by heart, to learn it by heart. I listened because I loved her voice, but never bothered. I listened, no doubt. I loved her voice, that is why I listened her singing, but never bothered. Bothered here means to be concerned, never cared to learn it. I never cared to learn that song. Then she would fetch my wooden slate, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk. Then, after what was the next task? After getting her bath, after being ready, after her prayer, she would fetch. Fetch here means to go and bring. My wooden slate in Khuswant Singh's time, there was unavailability of such pen and paper. So they used to write on wooden slate using ink, which she had already washed. So it was polished, plastered at that time. Every day it was plastered with some materials with yellow chalk. And what was the material used? It was plastered with yellow chalk. A tiny earthen ink pot made of soil. A tiny, very small earthen here means soil, made of soil, earthen ink pot, and a reed pen. They used to write with the pen made of reed. Reed is a plant that was used in writing. Tie them all in a bundle. They don't have any bag like we have today. So she tied them all in a bundle and handed to me. This was her daily routine. What? First of all, getting her bath. While bathing, she was singing as well, and she supposed I must listen that song and to learn it. Then after, she would fetch his wooden slate, which was already plastered by yellow chalk, collected earthen ink pot, a reed pen, and tying all those things in a bundle handed to the author. It was her daily routine. Now we are coming closer in hardly 2 or 3 minutes. After a breakfast of thick, now he is telling us what was the eating style of those people in his time. Stale. What did he used to eat? A thick, stale, no longer fresh. Nowadays we don't like to eat stale chapatis. Stale chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it. So a thick stale chapati was given to him with a little butter or ghee on it and sprinkling up sugar over it. Then after we went to school. After a breakfast, what was the breakfast? A stale chapati with a little butter and sugar, and then after we went to school. Not only Khuswant Singh went to school, he was accompanied by his grandmother as well. That is why he has said, we went to school. Who were the two persons? Khuswant Singh and his grandmother. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs, and with her she carried several stale chapatis for village dogs. And we'll talk about it for what reason those chapatis were carried by them. So that's all for the day. Thanks for watching. Stay home, stay safe.